Hello again from Stephen Sovey's world. Guess what? Trump and Musk are coming after your Social Security. We've all heard the promises. Social Security will not be touched. No one's going to do anything to your Social Security. But for all you people who believed everything that Trump said, guess what? It's happening now. Starting on March 31st, all new applicants for Social Security benefits and SSI will be required to show up at a Social Security office in person to prove your identity. No longer will you be able to do this by phone. You can do it by the use of a computer, by the internet, if you are savvy to the internet. If you have a computer and you know how to use it and feel comfortable with it. But this is not the case for everyone. Also, many Social Security offices are being shut down. There are now 27 offices that are shut down, with, I believe, another 19 to 20 more to go in the next few weeks. Oddly enough, most of these offices are in red states. Now, for myself, for example, I know how to use the internet. And I admit sometimes getting on the Social Security Administration website can be confusing, but I can work my way around it. But for those people who are not used to it, who don't feel comfortable with using the internet, the only option they have is phone. Since phone will no longer be available to prove your identity, that creates a problem. Now, in the red states where the offices have been shut down, it's annoying to find out that they happen to be out in the middle of nowhere. So people who live in rural areas or people who live on Native American reservations where there is little or no internet available, these people will have to travel miles and miles and miles to show up at a Social Security office, which will be understaffed as they plan to fire and lay off more employees. Now, you can see the plan that Musk and Trump are carrying out. They have always wanted to privatize Social Security, and this is their way of doing it. They're going to make it seem, by shutting down offices, by cutting employees, and making it almost impossible for new applicants to show up in person to apply for the benefits. So if they can prove that the system is all screwed up, that it's not acting as it should be, they can shut it down, and guess what? They'll privatize it. So when they privatize Social Security, what will happen? Well, currently, the administrative costs of Social Security Administration is extremely low, approximately 0.5% of the benefits. Now, if you compare this to the administrative costs of private insurance companies, which we would be dealing with in that case, it can be 15 to 30%. Guess who pays the 15 to 30% administrative costs? You and me. So it's estimated that if privatized Social Security comes into existence, our benefits will be decreased by 23%. That's a hell of a lot of money. I don't think any of us can afford that loss. And What would happen is that in some instances, people will lose just about everything. When Social Security is privatized, we lose our safety net, which means that there's no guarantee that anyone will get anything if the economy is very bad. If the economy is bad, we won't get anything. And it is estimated under privatization, if this happens, millions and millions of people will lose everything, every single dollar. If they don't have a pension fund or they don't have any savings, what's going to happen? They'll be thrown out on the streets and they'll die in the streets. So why does Trump and Musk want to privatize Social Security? Well, currently, there's probably 2.7 to 3 trillion dollars in the trust fund. And they loved to get their hands on that money. So if they get their hands on that money, it goes to the lucky 1%, the billionaire and millionaire friends of these two morons. It's interesting to note that the first president who borrowed money from the Social Security Trust Fund was Ronald Reagan. Bush did borrow some, and even Clinton borrowed some. But it was never paid back. The Treasury has IOUs, which means that if these IOUs were paid somehow, the Social Security would be solvent for many, many years to come. But no one's ever been pushed to pay them back. And they're certainly not going to pay it back now because their main focus is on enriching the 1%, the wealthy 1% of this country. Now, what are you going to do about it? We can't depend on the Democrats because they haven't got the balls to do it. And we can't depend on the Republicans because the Republicans are scared shitless to say anything negative about Trump for fear that he'll run someone against them in the primary or that he will attack their family or take away their citizenship. Who knows? He's now on track to make himself a dictator. So anything is possible. So we can continue to organize. We can continue to call our representatives in Congress. And we're going to continue to go to town hall meetings if our representatives hold them. But we can protest. Any of us who are able to get out on the street and protest, we should do it. This is our money that we have worked all our lives to pay for. It's not an entitlement. It's our money. If they want to privatize their insurance, our Social Security, they should give us all of the money we have put into Social Security since the first day we started working. We know that won't happen. So now the ball is in our court. We can't trust Trump. We can't trust Musk. We can't trust the Democrats. We can't trust Republicans. We can't trust Congress. If maybe we gather together and scare the hell out of these politicians to show what will happen if they take our money away, maybe we can somehow give them a spine. So that's it for now. It's only the beginning. So if you give up the fight now, we've had it. So until next time, enjoy your Social Security benefits while you can. Thank you, and see you next time.